There's always hope within the Renewed Hope initiative, and that's why it's called Renewed Hope. Now we have the economic empowerment scope of the initiative, and like I told you, is a multi-layered approach. We go through the grassroots. We go from local government to to states, and we build up. So the states also are helping us in identifying some of these groups that you have talked about. For instance, whenever we have a women Greek support program, we also have, as an aside, a program for people with disabilities. It's called Business Revitalization Grant.
Okay.
So even if you
it's
are
a grant,
it's a grant. It is not a loan. We give it to you. You are selling pepper. Add this to your capital to boost your trade. You understand? So those are some of the things that we're looking at.
Not now, a kind of trader money.
What's the range of what you give to boost? Because it's a booster now.
That's what I it's a booster. Each person gets 100,000 naira.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's huge.
That's
and
huge.
For each state, we do 100.
So far, how many? I don't know if you have the data.
So far, we have done. I think we've done five. The sixth one will be done next week in Akwa Ibom. Yes, the sixth one will be done next week in Akwa Ibom. So we're doing it. It's gradual. Don't forget that there's no budgetary allocation for this office, so we can't go the whole hog at the same time. It would have been lovely to do 36 states at a go.
Yes, because we're trying to lift women from poverty.
And we also have,
let me also say this.
NTA,
not only Huawei, in addition with our office, is also training women in technology.
Yes.
You understand? We are going from geopolitical zone to another geopolitical zone to train women. 40 per geopolitical zone. NIDA is also training our women in technology. So we are, it's a multifaceted and multidimensional approach in trying to achieve
training. They even train you how to design your business card.
And
how to put your business on social media.
Because,
how to put your, the first one we did where we had the graduation, one girl came up and was like, my business is now on social media within these last 5 days. And, she was so happy about it. Please, what's the business this person does? Makeup.
You know, when I asked the question, I also had at the back of my mind one of the initiatives of the last administration, Trader Money, meant to support market women and all that. And I've also heard the First Lady talk about palliatives, and that no, we can't always rely on palliatives.
Yes.
There's need to empower women with skills to enable them.
Yes. And that's her sentiment, exactly that. See, I'm not going to keep giving you fish. I'm going to give you the net, the hook. I'm going to train you how to fish yourself. So that's one of she's very, very passionate about that. Need that way. Everybody says, how far we need that? How far with our? So let's keep training and keep training them. And once you train them, she gives you stipends to start off something. And if you have already started, you add it to what you have started. So she's not just leaving you in the lurch. She's training you, and she's ensuring that what you have gained from that training, you're going to put it into use immediately. So she's empowering.
That's capacity building.
Yes.
Right. You can't expect. One of the things that I've also seen is, a lot of women who also, just like this lady you've spoken about, probably started her business out of passion, right? Which is where a lot of female entrepreneurs are. You start a business from something that you do at home, from a skill that you've picked up, not necessarily that you understand the business side of things. So where capacity building comes in is where that's the intersection with economic empowerment. How do you teach these women to use the skills that they have to actually become economically financially empowered to begin to make money for not just themselves, but for their communities, for themselves, for their families. So I think for me, just hearing that there's a capacity building part of it, and we do know that there's a huge digital divide for women, especially in Nigeria. Not a lot of women are online. I will take there were a lot of reports from the COVID-19 that affected women. So women entrepreneurs were the ones that were adversely affected the most, because not a lot of them had their businesses online. So when everything is shut down, you can't go to your store, there's no way for you to sell. Right, so just hearing that there's that part of this, and I hope that it's something that will actually be able to do more. And at this point, I think the Women Chamber of Commerce will come into work with and pull our partners as well to be able to scale up, because these are programs that are already existing, and we can scale them up with the reach that we have and with the partners that we have, to ensure that more women are able to get some of this training. So
the same way I want to adopt Victoria as my name, just so that I can be part of the beneficiaries.
I was hoping you also let us into some of the issues that your members, who are mostly women, share with you, and the issues that confront them, and see if there is hope. I think I'm told we have just less than 60 seconds or so. If there is, they can find hope within the initiatives.
Yes, they can find hope within the initiatives, and we'll make sure that the hope is connected. But yes, a lot of women in the chamber work within the agri-space, within the agribusiness space. I think one of the things that I'm going to bring in will be the aspect of market access and, processing. So adding value. So there's one thing to farm, but then just, you spoke about post-harvest losses, which is where we see a lot of the issues. So, which is where you also find that women farmers are not getting as much money for their produce, because they have no access to market, and they have no way to actually improve the value of the, farm produce that they're producing. So how do we want to incorporate all of this into, some of the initiatives that, the Office of
RHI.
RHI is already doing? I think, of course, there's access to funding is always a problem for women. Can we sit down and structure something within RHI that actually speaks to these needs of women? I love the fact that there are a lot of grants that are coming out of this, because even given the current economic climate, it's hard for women to be able to pay back these loans, because just like he said, a lot of them are female breadwinners. You have to pay rent, you have to pay school fees, health, everything. So how are we able to just sit down and fine-tune some of these things to ensure that we're able to speak to some of the other areas of issues